So we'll get on to the next one, which is securing opportunities. So let me give you the 5 quick steps of securing joint ventures and strategic partnerships. Now remember, from the very beginning I said we're not talking about corporate mergers or takeovers. We're talking very simply about everyday joint ventures or partnerships that we can all get involved in very, very quickly. So the 5 quick steps are, starting with what? What would you consider a good joint venture partner? Describe them. Know in advance what you can give the other parties or parties. What do you wish to receive? And what are your deal breakers? What would make it an absolute no-go zone? That's what I mean by deal breakers. What is it that you are not prepared? Are you not prepared to diminish your integrity? Those sorts of things. What is it that would be a deal breaker for you? No matter how good the opportunity is, there'll be a deal breaker in there. So consider what a deal breaker would be. Next question, who? Who do you have in your network? Do you know them personally already? Are they a key person of influence? Or who can lead you to that right person that you're looking for? The next question when you're considering setting up a joint venture is, when will you make contact? What is the best method and the best timing to make contact? If they've got small children and we've just been through Christmas and it's school holidays, that might not be the right time to speak to somebody that's got kids, particularly if they're at home on school holidays. Also consider, when you're making contact, the things that you are going to need to have prepared, your ideas and your concepts, because obviously if it's a joint venture, you're looking at doing something together, you may not have all of the answers yourself. This is why you're looking for that other party. So consider and prepare some ideas and some concepts. You also need to take into consideration their level of understanding, because their level of understanding of what you're talking about might be quite different to your level and vice versa. So work out the best way to actually be able to get your message across, the best way to communicate with them. Step 4 is, how do you set up the meeting? This is a big one for me, considering whether to do it formally or informally. So whether it's in their office or over coffee, or do you invite them round to dinner, or do you go to their place for dinner? For me, when you're considering a joint venture partner, is what is the best way for you to get to know them, the real them, particularly if it's not somebody you know very well already. The 5th step is the agreement to move forward. You've been through each of the steps, you've worked out, yes, we do want to work together, we do want to do some form of activity together. You've agreed to move forward. You then just need to determine what sort of paperwork you need in place to make you feel comfortable. It's not necessarily about filling out lawyers' contracts and all those sorts of things. Tyson and I often use just simple heads of agreements where each party has written down and agreed to certain things and we sign off on it. That's just a very simple heads of agreement, or we could take that heads of agreement and get it formalised through a lawyer's if we feel we have the need to. So it's just simply step 5 is the agreement to move forward, and then doing whatever form of paperwork is suitable and comfortable for you and the individuals involved. So master networkers use collective influence. I'm just recapping here what we've been through. We've been through the 4 quintessential attributes, which was the action and congruency, creating a positive reputation that precedes them. They also understand emotional clarity and strength, and they seek to be of great service. They understand timing and that leveraging with the right questions and using the correct flow of the seasonal cycle of questions. We've also gone through the 3 power accelerators, which is knowing your leverage points, defining the key people. We've talked about maintaining the relationships, and it can be as simple as giving out chocolate. And then we've talked very quickly about the 5 very quick steps to secure opportunities. It doesn't have to be difficult. It is in actual fact very, very easy. So collective influence is magnified when people can recommend and edify them to everyone. So this is what the master networkers do. They create their attraction factor. And this is why they can turn 5-minute conversations into lucrative business, because they stand out from the crowd and they are in control of their outcomes. And you can be too. So I'm going to ask that question that I very unfairly asked at the very beginning. Are your current sets of skills enhanced enough to seize opportunities from 5-minute conversations? Change only takes 4 steps. Step 1 is awareness. Tonight was very much about giving you some new concepts, some new awarenesses on looking at influence, networks, and joint ventures. Step 2 is attention. That's where you get to choose whether you want to give this your full attention or not. Step 3 is a commitment to yourself and the new learnings. And action, step 4, is just simply getting into action. And I've just put this phrase down here, which we've picked up from Clinton Swain, which is amateurs practice till they know it and professionals train until they own it. So it's bringing those principles of collective influence into your being and actually getting to the stage where you own it. So with your permission, I've actually gone through some new perspectives, and I'd like to just very quickly, in the next 10 minutes, just share with you what it would be like to spend 2 days with me at my 2-day extended training. So I'll just run through that very quickly, if that's okay. I am absolutely passionate, as most people know, about bringing the right people together at the right time with a very specific purpose, and we always end up with the right people in the room at the right time. I only work with small groups because it's very important for me to get very personalised and specific attention to people in the room so they can work and define these the 7 principles very effectively. And we go through how it specifically relates to them and their business. And I have a motto, which is here in red, which is do what others won't so you can play, how, because I know how to play well, and where others can't. No one teaches what I do. No one teaches how you can find and define the 3 unique power accelerators, defining your leverage points within your wealth network, maintaining relationships and securing opportunities in a manner that is uniquely you. One of my absolute pet peeves is cardboard cutouts. I absolutely hate cardboard cutouts. In other words, where you go to a training and everybody gets taught the same thing and everyone uses the same information and works in the same manner. So everything that I teach is about getting the individual to integrate lots of these. Oh, there we go, that was interesting. To integrate their principles in a manner that is uniquely them as an individual. We'll go through how to create collective influence in that manner that's uniquely you, based on the 7 principles. People certainly don't teach other people's timing. As I said, this is an acute instinct in me. And the reason most people don't teach it is because they don't even actually understand that it actually exists. They haven't pulled it apart and they don't use it on a daily basis like I do, so they're not able to pass on those learnings, which we go through in quite detailed. Now the key for me is investing in people before they actually get to the workshop. For me, it's about the outcomes that people achieve. So I do that in 3 different ways. The first way is I actually get people to fill out a pre-assessment training form, and that helps me outline their current network and where it currently sits. We also look at what they're looking for in a strategic partner. We get into looking at and unravelling them. What is unique about them? What opportunities does that uniqueness bring about? And how can we improve on the current alignment and create additional power for them when it comes to their reputation and attracting better quality clients? So we'll also work at looking at attracting better quality clients. The second way that I invest in people before the workshop is once I've got the assessment back from people that are interested, I then spend some time assessing the needs from within that assessment form, and then we will have a consultation over the phone so we can actually have a chat and get into the specifics of what you're looking for yourself and for your business, so we can make sure you get those outcomes at the 2-day training. The greatest difference I can share and absolutely believe is that no one mixes and matches people and businesses like I do. I've effectively been mixing and matching everything all my life, and Twisted Connector is made up of me mixing and matching people and bringing people together. And I've been doing that effectively for the last 6 years. Prior to that, I mixed and matched clothes, I mix and match ingredients, I just mix and match everything. So that's something that I love to do. I understand timing very acutely, as I've said a number of times, and that's why I've been able to nail the outcomes and provide strategic introductions for clients very easily and quickly. And I do see growth opportunities where others don't because of that timing aspect. And Phil, if you remember back to Phil, was a classic example of that. I was able to go through and help him define where his wealth network was that led him to that opportunity. Now, Phil was just simply in the game because he understood he could be, because he knew who he could go to. And it was potentially going to be a great opportunity for him. I've got a great 5-minute example here. I'll actually let you read the testimonial and then I'll explain how this 5-minute conversation came about. And I'll grab a drink. Dwayne and I knew of Dwayne because Dwayne was part of the Chris Howard group, and I actually had seen him on stage at Billionaire Bootcamp. Dwayne had no idea who I was, other than that I was on his email list. I got an email from Dwayne promoting his Patterns of Power event that he was running nationally. He wasn't coming to Adelaide, and I was feeling particularly cheeky. So I emailed Dwayne and said to Dwayne, you're not coming to Adelaide. What do you need to come to Adelaide to make it effective for you? Who do you need in the room? And when can you come to Adelaide? So I asked him to give me 2 dates that he could come to Adelaide. Once I knew what that was, I said, leave it with me. I will work on the how. And the how was simply me getting on the phone to key people that I knew that would be interested in what Dwayne had to offer. And as it said there, it did only take me 3 hours to fill a room with Dwayne's ideal client, and it was all prepaid. And that was simply because I knew my network well, and I knew who would be interested in what Dwayne had to offer. Plus, Dwayne's reputation precedes him. Those that know Dwayne know him very well, and the only conversation that I had with those key people that I called to invite to his workshop, they didn't ask me any information. All they simply said, and I think you were one of them, if Dwayne's coming to Adelaide, we're there. End of story. His reputation preceded him, and I had literally a 5-minute conversation. It was an email back and forth. What do you want? When can you get here? Who do you need? And the result was phenomenal. Since Dwayne not knowing who I was, I, in that example, provided phenomenal service to him. I absolutely, totally seized his attention. You fill a room for somebody in 3 hours with their ideal audience, you get their attention. As a result of that, I'm now have been able to work on 2 national events with him, and we're planning an international event, which is that September one. So that created a great opportunity for me to work with a fantastic client who's an absolute dream client to work with. So that's an example of a 5-minute conversation and how easy they can be. So this is what you'll actually walk away with from the 2-day workshop. We'll get to the point of crafting your accidental network into a strategic wealth network. We'll define who your real participants are, and we'll look and highlight the leverage points to make things quicker and simpler for you. We'll also look at uncovering and unpacking the opportunities that you have within your network already that you are probably not seeing, but they are there. Trust me, they're there. We'll also discuss a lot of these scenarios in group case studies, which I'll let everyone record, so you'll actually be able to hear the interplay and the questions that I ask to drill down and dig into people's networks to find those opportunities for them. We'll also go through how to position yourself as a centre of influence using the 7 principles of collective influence. So, people, and more importantly, opportunities seek you out. You create that attraction factor, that draw that power towards you. A key thing once you've defined your strategic wealth network is you may, and more likely, you'll have roles or gaps within your network. So we'll look at how you can fill gaps. Once you've defined it down, there may be one person or ideal person missing. So we'll go through and how you can actually fill those gaps. We'll talk about how you can find key people with been there, done that experience, the experience that you're looking for. We'll go through how to engage them to take an interest in you and how to secure meetings and coffees with them. So what you'll end up with being able to do is knowing exactly what to say, do, and how you can turn 5-minute conversations into new business in a manner that is you. Remember that I hate cardboard cutouts, so it'll be specifically relates to how you operate in the world as you are now, but just enabling you to turn more opportunities of 5-minute conversations into profitable business. We'll also go through and how people can answer that fearful question that we all get asked at networking events: what do you do? Particularly when you consider the 4 power questions, and if you look at the population as 100%, 25% of us only really like the what question. The rest of us aren't really that comfortable with us. So we'll go through a 3-step formula of how you can answer that question very quickly and how that will lead and create a great impact with the people that you're talking with, which will give you will also give you a deeper understanding of the timing and the correct flow of questions. So this is what the choice you have this evening to invest with the team. The workshop is great value. I do absolutely, totally put my heart and soul into helping people. It's what I'm here for. When I do these training seminars interstate, I do them at $2,995. For Adelaide only, because Adelaide is my hometown, and I've spent the last 12 months, or 9 months in particular, doing an awful lot of interstate travel when I was working with Sean. I would like to do some work in Adelaide. All of my clients are international based, so I do a lot of travelling. So for me, being able to do these sorts of trainings here in Adelaide enables me to spend more time here, gives me more time with Rory obviously, and less time on a plane means I have more quality time to spend with my key clients and key people that I'm working with. The dates that we're doing, I've got the first 2-day training is next weekend, which is a bit of a push, but if anyone's really acutely interested, there is 2 spots left. Other than that, the next dates for the 2-day workshop will be the 31st of March and the 1st of April. Now, one of the other things I like to do is make it very, very easy for people. So I'm also offering a payment plan option. It's $158 tonight as a deposit, and then 3 payments of $282. Now, if you're wanting to start the training in January and even the one in March, I am more than happy for people to do the training whilst they're still making payments. This is all part of people, for me, is building trust and creating great relationships with people. So that is also, just wanted to explain that you can in actual fact do the training before full payment is actually made. Now, I've made reference on a couple of occasions to the previous training, which was the It's Not How It's Who training program. I'm including that as a bonus, so you'll get that as part of the package as well. So just going back, there's the 2 dates there. I didn't change this slide. It's the January dates, which is actually next weekend, and then there's the 31st of March and the 1st of April, which is the next 2-day workshop. The very last slide to leave you with is Robert Kiyosaki's one which I love, which is the richest people look for and build networks. Now, for anybody that has questions, I'm more than happy for people to come up and ask me questions. If you want to know any information, please come and ask me. If not, come and ask Tyson. He's worked with me, as he said, for the last 4.5 years. Trudy knows me very, very well. Sharon also knows me very well, and Carmel knows me very, very well, and Michelle, who's hiding at the back there, does too. So if you would like to come and ask me questions, or you want some dirt and some gossip and, you know, anything else, you've got plenty of other people in the room. Thank you very, very much for joining me this evening. Thank you for Tim and Shane for coming out and recording the second one for me again. Greatly appreciated. There is tea and coffee out there. I may have more chocolate. And there is, well, actually I do have chocolate because there's chocolate biscuits out there. So please have a cup of coffee. Do come and connect with me, have conversations. Oh, yes, Trudy's got a new toy, so she's keen to play with people, so I'll let you organise that. So please stick around if you want to, grab a coffee and meet some great people. There is some phenomenal people in the room.